Julie Graham has rarely been off our TV screens in the last 30 years, with recent credits including Shetland, Benidorm, One of Us and The Bletchley Circle. It also means SHE's been away from her daughters, Iddy May, 14, and 12-year-old Keed Betty, a lot. But the 52-year-old actress from Irvine is adamant SHE's done the right thing. She said, "I love to work and this working mum thing. I never feel guilty about it because I want to set an example, especially because I've got daughters, to let them see that that's what the real world is, you have to work. I've always said to them, I don't care what you do, just do something you love and do something you can do anywhere in the world. Those are my only two pieces of advice." Her daughters were with her for a month when she was in Vancouver to film her latest TV series, The Bletchley Circle, San Francisco, which starts on STV next week. Julie with some of her Benidorm cast Image, Tiger Respect Productions she admitted, the time away filming was a little bit long. But FaceTime is a wonderful thing, it's a game changer. The girl's dad, actor Joseph Bennett, took his own life in 2015. Julie and Joseph met in 2001, while appearing in a play together, and got married the next year. The star, who now lives in Brighton, has always found work to be cathartic, no matter what's going on in her personal life. Julie, who started filming Benidorm 2 weeks after her husband's death, said, "If you go through tough times, work is always a tonic." Her telecareer stretches back to 1986, when she appeared in Taggart, which means there's plenty of old work for her daughters to stumble across. "I was mortified the other day," she revealed, a smile on her face. "I was in this series called Bugs and it was a, kind of, not very good spy program. Actually, it was terrible, let's be honest. I did one episode playing a car thief. Like most car thieves, I was in a catsuit and a pair of high heels. That popped up at 11 o'clock one night and Dee Dee was G herself laughing. She was just going, 'Oh mum, it's so bad. Look at you. What are you wearing?' My daughters are really lovely, they're really supportive. But they'll also tell you if they think it's C***P. Julie's latest series should get the thumbs up, though. After a 4-year break, The Bletchley Circle is back with an exciting spin-off series set in 50s San Francisco. She once again plays no-nonsense Scots boss Jean McBrien, with Rachel Sterling returning as Millie Harcourt. 2 Canadian actresses complete the crime-busting team, Crystal Ballant as Iris Bearden and Chanel Pellicer as Haley Yana. Julie with cast members for Bletchley Circle, San Francisco Image, ITV. Julie said, "We've proven that people want to watch women on television and they want to watch female-led shows. I think shows like Bletchley are incredibly important in continuing the conversation of women's equality, because they remind us that, although things have moved on to a certain extent, recent history was pretty bad for women." In the UK, there's a 50-50 campaign called ERA, which is equal representation for actresses because the disparity between the amount of actors on screen and the amount of actresses on screen is just appalling. This show goes some way to address that, because it's female-led, but I think the more female-led shows there are, the better. It shows that there's an appetite for them. People will watch them, they get huge viewing figures, they're popular. I think that the more we make shows like The Bletchley Circle, the more it addresses that issue. Julie admitted she was disappointed when the original series didn't carry on but added, "You know, programs come and go. But then, to be able to revisit that, with new characters and new women and the whole fresh new storyline, was incredibly exciting." As well as campaigning to get more women on our screens, Julie has also been vocal about the lack of roles for actresses over 50. She said, "Film is the worst. It's like we don't exist. And that's why all those fabulous film actors are turning to television. I think the more that happens, the better." In the original series, the former British codebreaker solved a series of grisly murders in London, foiled a cover-up of chemical weapons use and a case of human trafficking. When The Bletchley Circle, San Francisco starts, 3 years have passed since we last saw the women. Jean is working in a library and living her same old life, while her former colleague Millie has been traveling the world. Their adventure across the pond comes about because, during their time working at Bletchley Park, a young girl they both knew was murdered. Julie explained, "Jean always felt somehow responsible for the young girl's death. Millie notices in San Francisco there's been a very similar, almost copycat, murder after all these years and she goes to Jean with the idea of investigating it. She says, 'I've got a cousin in San Francisco, we could just go and kind of have a look. So Jean, eventually, is persuaded. Jean is Scottish, which Julie admitted is always a bonus. She added, I had an Aunt Meg, who I based Jean on. She was somebody you could go to with a problem and you just knew that she would solve it. I think Jean has got that kind of reliability. The character reminds me of a lot of women that I grew up with, Scottish Presbyterian, quite staid, quite unemotional is the wrong word, but people who kept their counsel, were very wise, and were people that you could go to. The Bletchley Circle, San Francisco starts next Wednesday, July the 25th, on STV at 9 p.m.